Hey, movie fans. So the first topic I'm going to discuss is the news that Chris McCall's Nightwing movie is dead. It sucks to hear this. And obviously, that movie was in development around the time the DCU was going on, so I can understand why they decided to ask that project. It just sucks to hear this because I think he directed the Lego Batman movie, which I love. It's actually one of my favorite Batman movies. And it sounds like he was really passionate about the character. I would have loved to see in his Nightwing movie. And I also love the idea of would have been cool to see the Nightwing movie because I think Dick Grayson is a great character. I think to me he's actually my favorite sidekick character in DC Comics. And to me, there hasn't been really a great version of Robin in live action film wise. Like, no offense to Chris O'Donnell, he was okay in Batman Forever, but I don't think I didn't think that was a great version of Dick Grayson. I thought it was an okay version. He was fine in Batman Forever. And then in Batman Robin, his character just became annoying. So I feel like there hasn't really been a great live action version of Dick Grayson. And I would love to have seen this also because I know one of the things I didn't like about Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman is that he said that Robin, you see the costume in that movie is he was going to say Dick Grayson was the one that died, not Jason Todd, and I always hated that idea. That's one of those Zack Snyder ideas in the DC universe that I was not a fan of because Dick Grayson is such a great character. Just to kill him, like the idea of just killing him off screen in Batman v Superman. And to me, that whole storyline of Robin dying is an important storyline for Jason Todd that would make a great just solo movie by itself. So so it sucks to hear this. I would love to see what his Nightwing movie could have been because, like I said, he's a great character. I don't feel like there's been a great interpretation of Dick Grayson yet. But I know James Gunn also said that it sounds like you all are going to see some Bat family members because obviously you have the Batman and Brave and the Bold movie coming where it's going to be him and Damian Wayne as Robin, who's the fifth Robin in the comics. So maybe in this movie they'll hint at that there's been other Robins. But like I said, it sucks to hear this because he's a great director, and I would love to have seen what his Nightwing movie would have been. But I'm not surprised it's not happening anymore. The next thing I'll talk about is the director of the Marvel saying that the movie will address Monica's beef with Captain Marvel. Now, obviously, if you watch WandaVision, you kind of see in that scene when they talked about Captain Marvel, when they were talking about the battle of Endgame, you can see when he messaged her, Monica gave a look that was kind of hints that there was maybe some tension between her and Captain Marvel, Brie Larson's character. And I could definitely see there being some testing because obviously the character is off-world a lot. And you go back to one of the things I loved about the first Captain Marvel is they showed that Captain Marvel, Brie Larson's character, was kind of like a second mom towards her. Like she even helped her pick up the cover of a costume in the movie. So you can definitely tell that was something. That's one of the things I love about the first Captain Marvel is the relationship between her and her best friend's kid. And I know they're also they're saying that obviously this movie is going to address the fact that Brie Larson's character is constantly off-world, that maybe she's become so much about her job that she kind of disconnected herself from people and anybody that she was close to on Earth. So I like the idea of kind of exploring the Monica stuff because it was something I feel like was hinted at in WandaVision, and I love the idea of just getting more into that stuff because you can obviously tell there was tension between her and Captain Marvel. The next thing I want to talk about is that news that said the news that was pointing that Thor 5 is happening, that's debunked. It's not happening. And my previous comments would be the same as that if they ever did do a Thor 5, I would be okay with Taika Waititi coming back if it's more like Thor Ragnarok. But it sounds like Thor 5 isn't happening. And I'm also not surprised by that because I know that Disney CEO said he doesn't want to not every character needs to get a fourth or fifth movie or sequels all the time. So I think most likely you're going to see is Chris Hemsworth's Thor probably in the next two Avengers movies will be the next place, I would guess. But I wouldn't mind a Thor 5 someday if they just because I don't want Thor: Love and Thunder to be the final movie. But I'm not surprised this news isn't true. So whatever report that was going on at Thor 5 is in development, that's been debunked. It's not happening. Just to let you movie fans know. The next thing I want to talk about is the Rebel Moon trailer put out. Now, I'm really excited for this movie. And look, Zack Snyder isn't one of my favorite directors. Yeah, that doesn't mean there's all movies of his that I love. I love his nearly 4-hour cut of Justice League. I love No Matter What Cut of Watchmen. I love that movie. I love Dawn of the Dead. His first movie was a remake. Those are the three movies I love of his. And I thought this trailer was great. And the one thing I'll say about this trailer that I'm going to start right off the bat with is that look, the visuals in this trailer looks fantastic. The one thing I'll always say about Zack Snyder is that even though he's not one of my favorite filmmakers when it comes to story and character at times, like even movies like Legend of that Owl movie or Sucker Punch, those movies are beautiful to look at. Like every movie he does visually is stunning. Man of Steel might not be one of my favorite Superman movies, but there's a lot of sequences in there that's visually stunning. I mean, the whole Krypton sequence is one of my favorite sequences in a Superman. So visually, he's like if there was an awards show where I had to name the best visual director when it comes to visuals, it would be Zack Snyder, in my opinion. It's just story and character I think he struggles with at times. But I thought the trailer was fantastic for part one. The visuals look great, like I said, like they usually do for a Zack Snyder movie. The story looks really, really epic and grand and interesting. I love the look of the characters, the look of the world. It looks action packed. So this was a great first trailer. This is a movie I was already really excited for, and this trailer even made me more excited with what the trailer is to do. Now they also put in the trailer they showed that part two is coming out next year, and they did put the titles for the two movies. Now, when it comes to titles, I don't really care that much about that stuff. So, like, titles don't really get me excited or less excited for a movie. But this trailer was fantastic. The next thing I want to talk about, and this is going to tie into Rebel Moon, is that it sounds like there are plans to do a third movie. Now, I could see it because I know Zack Snyder planned this as like an epic like film series. Obviously, since they're doing a part two that's coming out next year, they want to make it a franchise. I can see them playing in a third movie in case these movies are do really well critically and get a lot of get a lot of people watching them. Otherwise, like I can't really say I'm that excited for a third movie because I just haven't seen the first one yet to like say whether this would be a franchise I would be like really excited for or have seen part two. But obviously, part one will probably land. Part one's probably gonna land on a cliffhanger since it is called part one and part two. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, if the movie turns out to be great, this is exciting news. If this first part and second part are great movies, I'll be all down for the third one. But I can't really say whether it's a good idea to plan a third one. I do like the fact of planning it out ahead of time. Yeah, I'm definitely really excited for Web Moon Part 1. Until next time, movie fans.